We have an update about Arizona's largest national park. It is now closed to visitors.
The Grand Canyon, one of the most iconic natural landmarks in the United States, has long been a place of immense wonder, geological significance, and spiritual reverence. Its massive chasms, carved over millions of years by the relentless force of the Colorado River, hold secrets of the Earth's distant past. Hikers, scientists, tourists, and spiritual seekers alike have traversed its rugged terrain, each person drawn by the canyon's timeless allure. But something has recently shaken the bedrock of its mythos and reality alike. A discovery, terrifying in both implication and mystery, has brought the usual rhythm of life at the canyon to a grinding halt. The National Park Service made the unprecedented decision to shut down the entire site, evacuating visitors and halting all incoming travel with little explanation beyond a reference to an ongoing critical situation. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The event began with a standard geological survey scheduled to study erosion patterns deep within one of the lesser-known off-trail sectors of the canyon's north rim. This area, relatively untouched and rarely accessed due to its difficult terrain, was undergoing new inspection thanks to an initiative combining advanced subterranean scanning technology with environmental monitoring. A team of geologists and engineers, supported by drones and remote sensing instruments, was conducting a detailed analysis when anomalies in ground density beneath the surface prompted further investigation. What began as routine suddenly shifted into an urgent and unsettling situation. Subterranean readings suggested the presence of vast hollow structures, chambers that shouldn't exist, at depths and formations inconsistent with what science knows about the region. Initial interpretations leaned toward unknown cave systems or sinkholes, both of which could pose danger. But as the team drilled carefully and began deploying snake cameras into the cracks, their feed returned images that defied logic. Within these caverns were not ordinary rock walls, but vast surfaces etched with symmetries, geometric markings too precise, too uniform to be natural. Some showed deep spiraling grooves that led further down into darkness, while others were covered in layered symbols bearing no resemblance to petroglyphs from any known indigenous cultures. The team immediately relayed their findings to the main base of operations. Reinforcements arrived, including representatives from federal geological institutions and undisclosed personnel believed to be from national defense agencies. Within hours, the area was cordoned off. Flights over the canyon were rerouted. Public trails near the North Rim were abruptly closed, and park rangers began issuing emergency evacuation orders. Tourists were ushered out without detailed explanation, only that a geological threat required urgent safety measures. Helicopters hummed overhead as temporary structures were assembled at key access points. The shutdown was swift, absolute, and without precedent. As the days unfolded, silence surrounded the operation. No press briefings, no official updates, just a blanketing of information. Rumors began to churn. Some speculated the discovery of an ancient subterranean city, lost to time and hidden beneath the depths. Others whispered of biological anomalies, perhaps a previously unknown ecosystem with dangerous life forms. But the most persistent and unsettling theory involved something artificial. Machinery or architecture unearthed from within, giving rise to speculation that what was found wasn't merely ancient, but non-human in origin. Supporting this growing anxiety were unconfirmed leaks from members of the original geological survey. One individual, speaking under anonymity to a fringe science outlet, claimed the markings were not just decorative but functional. Metallic veins embedded within the rock itself, conducting energy or light when exposed to certain frequencies. According to this leak, a resonance was triggered accidentally during one of the scans, and it was then that seismic activity increased in the surrounding rock, as if the canyon itself were reacting. Sudden tremors followed. Small but measured, they began beneath the restricted zone and radiated outward, disrupting wildlife patterns and triggering microcracks in paths once deemed stable. Geological instruments detected harmonic vibrations that didn't match any known tectonic signature. The data suggested some kind of pulse, steady, rhythmic, and rising in amplitude. These weren't typical aftershocks or shifts in sediment. They felt like a signal, an activation, or perhaps a warning. Within days, several specialists brought in to analyze the situation fell ill. Symptoms included severe vertigo, auditory hallucinations, and an overwhelming sense of dread. Some described hearing an ambient hum emanating from the Earth itself, growing louder the closer they ventured to the epicenter of the anomaly. Others reported disorientation, with their internal compass spinning wildly despite no known magnetic interference. This neurological distress led to a halt in all ground exploration. No one was permitted to enter the primary excavation zone without full bioprotective gear and a rotating escort team. Despite these precautions, surveillance drones sent into the cavern encountered strange malfunctions. Live feeds cut in and out. Some drones returned with scorched circuitry, their casings inexplicably melted as if exposed to intense heat, though thermal readings showed no abnormal temperatures. One drone sent further than the rest captured brief glimpses of what appeared to be large structures embedded deep within the canyon wall, glistening like metal, but without identifiable alloy signatures. Their shape was hexagonal, repeating in intricate lattice patterns, some suspended in impossible angles, ignoring gravitational norms. This part of the canyon, long assumed to be a solid mass of layered rock dating back nearly 2 billion years, was suddenly revealing something far more complex. It wasn't just a hidden cave system or an archaeological fluke. It seemed as though the Grand Canyon, or at least a section of it, was constructed around, or had formed in response to, something far older, something beyond natural evolution or human history. The implications of this are staggering. If an artificial construct lies buried beneath the Grand Canyon, it challenges everything known about prehistory. It suggests the presence of advanced intelligence, capable of withstanding epochs of tectonic pressure and geologic transformation, existing in what is now modern-day Arizona. And the symbols, resonances, and biological reactions point toward this structure not only being dormant, but possibly alive in some form. Not sentient perhaps, but active, a mechanism or repository left behind, waiting for a trigger. There's also a deeply spiritual undercurrent to this discovery. The Grand Canyon is sacred ground to many Native American tribes, including the Hopi, Havasupai, Zuni, and Navajo. Oral histories passed through generations speak of underworlds, of beings emerging from beneath the earth, and of great transformations tied to the canyons and mesas. While often viewed metaphorically or cosmologically by modern readers, the parallels now draw new attention. The overlap between folklore and this discovery blurs the line between myth and reality in profound ways. But as compelling as the implications are, the risks are equally sobering. The structural integrity of the canyon is now in question. If vast cavities or constructs exist beneath it, their stability under the weight of millions of tons of rock cannot be assured. Any collapse or chain reaction might trigger landslides or worse, potentially rerouting the Colorado River or devastating nearby ecosystems. The fear of triggering a dormant mechanism, one not built by or for humans, has thrown scientists into ethical and procedural turmoil. Further complications arise from the geopolitical implications. Once the nature of the anomaly became clear, representatives from multiple countries began requesting access, both to study and to verify. Satellites were repositioned. International treaties concerning shared scientific data and sovereignty over extraterrestrial discoveries were quietly invoked. The US government, through layers of classified channels, has reportedly declined all external involvement for now, citing national security concerns. But tension grows. Whatever lies beneath the canyon may not remain a secret forever. And the race to understand, or control, it is accelerating behind closed doors. In the surrounding regions, wildlife behavior has become erratic. Large groups of birds are migrating away from the canyon weeks ahead of their seasonal schedule. Desert mammals are avoiding typical watering holes that lie too close to the affected zones. Even plant growth has altered in subtle but notable ways. Some species showing signs of stress while others bloom prematurely. Whether these are reactions to changes in electromagnetic fields, seismic activity, or something more abstract remains unknown. But they further emphasize that the anomaly is not passive. Back at the main control site, efforts have shifted from exploration to containment. Mobile labs have been replaced with hardened structures, underground bunkers equipped to monitor the seismic and atmospheric conditions in real time. Cybersecurity teams have been brought in to isolate the research networks, which had experienced multiple anomalies, including encrypted data packets appearing within internal systems without an apparent source. These packets, some believe, are not random corruption but messages, encoded in patterns that mimic the geometric symbols etched into the canyon walls. This possibility that the discovery is not just a remnant of the past, but an active interface of unknown origin, has escalated the situation from one of scientific discovery to existential concern. Who built it? Why here? And why now is it responding? The Grand Canyon may have been chosen or formed due to some planetary alignment, geological configuration, or purpose yet unfathomable to human understanding. The decision to shut down the entire area, therefore, was not only a precaution for public safety, but a desperate effort to prevent unintended activation. If the anomaly beneath the canyon is, in any way, a system designed to respond to sentient inquiry or to environmental thresholds now being met due to climate change, then continued interaction could be catastrophic or revelatory. The balance between knowledge and danger has never felt so delicate, and so the Grand Canyon stands empty for the first time in modern memory. Trails once filled with laughter and awe are silent. Observation decks now sit abandoned beneath a quiet sky. The Colorado River continues to flow, its ancient current carving deeper through the rock, unaware of the revelations now unfolding within its embrace. Beneath the surface, something waits, silent, symmetrical, and utterly alien. Whatever comes next will be determined not only by the tools of science, but by the ability of humanity to interpret something outside its frame of reference. The Grand Canyon, long thought to be a monument to the Earth's past, may now serve as a threshold into its deepest mystery. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on the Grand Canyon shutdown? What do you expect happened? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.